5'10", 23 years old, hometown of Las Vegas. Fighting out of Extreme Couture. He is a kickboxer and wrestler, training with Ryan Couture. Tough Enough alum and son of Randy Couture, who we're doing this for tonight. Operation Knockout 10, fight for the troops to benefit the Extreme Couture GI Foundation.
I don't know if it's the haircut or what, but he's got a little bit of a young Brad Tavares look to him.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, Brad Tavares, we saw fight most of his career between 155 and 170. I bet Brad Tavares would have loved a 165-pound division. And I mean, Ernesto Rodriguez did not skip any training days for 165 pounds. He is a solid 165 pounds. Also holds an undefeated record of 2-0. What fighter is your favorite? Khabib is the same style as me, is what he says, and he's looking to improve his record to 3-0 as we see Joe Sullivan do those final checks before he steps into the cage.
I like it. A couple of 2-0 fighters. Another thing about the Tough Enough organization, man, there's no easy fights.
The matchmaking, some of the best in the business.
You get tests, and that's what you're looking for.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds in the Tough Enough Super Lightweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, holding an amateur record, 2 victories, 0 defeats, fighting out of Element Athletics, Nampa, Idaho, Brandon Mighty Mendoza. His opponent stands across the cage in the red corner, holding an amateur record, 2 victories, 0 defeats, fighting out of Extreme Couture, Las Vegas, Nevada, Ernesto Starboy Rodriguez.
I do miss the banners.
Your referee in charge of the action inside the cage is Chris Tione.
And you know what? Ernesto brought 2. Why not? We got 3 2-minute rounds. Chris Tione is going to be in charge of this fight. Brandon Mendoza in the gray shorts and blue gloves, and Ernesto Rodriguez in the gray shorts and red gloves. No touch of the gloves. And this one's starting off
drop again for that takedown. He said he'd get the Khabib style, man. He wasted little time changing levels and took it immediately to the floor. Nice work from Rodriguez.
Yeah, just get down there and grind it out. Make this your fight. Let this fight take place where you want it to take place. Again, wrestling such a strong base in mixed martial arts.
Mendoza doing the right things underneath. He had full guard at first there. Right now he's controlling the left wrist, looking for an opportunity to potentially, the right wrist, I should say, potentially to attack that arm, but had to let it go. But you know, he's looking for opportunities to move, to shift. He's been breaking the guard, looking for anything he can do. Just right now, Rodriguez has a really good base on top.
Yeah, and we're not seeing, as he steps over there on the side, I was going to say, we're not seeing a whole lot from Mendoza. He's was trying to just minimize the damage right there. And
yeah, Rodriguez trying to he stepped over that left leg and trying to get some punches in there as well.
Well, and you saw him; he just pivoted him away from the cage, so not even giving Mendoza a chance to have even walk up that cage. So
Mendoza did a good job of bucking and creating space, but look at that. Rodriguez alert, just turned it right back around. Mendoza worked so hard to create that space and that opportunity to move, and then Rodriguez just threw him right back down.
Back to square one, a little bit closer to the fence than he was before, but still in a bad position. That crossface, again, no elbows. This is amateur mixed martial arts. Don't want cuts.
Drive it in there and make it uncomfortable.
Oh man, this is right where Ernesto Rodriguez wants to be.
Dominant work right now, just absolutely complete control.
Yeah, just grinding away, making it dirty. Like the gym's namesake, Randy Couture. We saw many a fight where Randy just grinded these guys out.
Exactly what Ernesto Rodriguez has done. I like the comparisons to Khabib so far. That was great. Wasted little time, changing levels, driving the fight to the floor, controlling there, punching at every opportunity. I mean, listen, pretty flawless work from Ernesto Rodriguez. And I said Mendoza was trying to do all the right things underneath. As we watch some of the replay here, it was just difficult to execute because he had a very strong, powerful guy on top of him.
When you got a guy who's that strong, who's that technical, and who is, that determined, that makes for a bad day. We saw the fight open up in that first round with a little bit of an explosion, but then after that, we saw this. We saw Ernesto Rodriguez on top, landing some shots. Nothing super devastating, but just peppering away, just grinding away and making that first round, no doubt, his in the judges' eyes.
No question about it. Just very uncomfortable for Brandon Mendoza being underneath. As you said, using the crossface in there, just keeping the pressure in all the right places. And he is going to want to try to stay off his back at all costs.
Yeah, looking at Rodriguez versus Mendoza, I mean, Mendoza was taking some deep breaths there in the corner. I think we're going to see a flurry from Mendoza. He's going to want to get this done quick. He does not want to go to the ground again because we see how that has ended up.
And you see Rodriguez working forward right away, overhand right into the takedown attempt. Jeez. Big, powerful slam to the floor. Will not be denied.
Didn't even give him a chance to get it off.
I love that. Listen, I know that the casual fan, wants two guys to just stand and bang, and that's fun to watch sometimes too. But if you're going to be a wrestler, if that's going to be what you do, be aggressive like this. Go forward immediately and drive people to the floor and move on top. I mean, this is still fun to watch. I can't imagine anybody sitting here going, they're wrestling. I don't like that. This is phenomenal work.
This is part of the sport, and it's an exciting part of the sport. You know what? And sometimes you see the crowd get unruly in certain organizations, but you know what? If you can't get off your back, that's your fault. Don't be mad at the guy who put him there.
Those are high impact takedowns as well too. I mean, it's powerful. It's strong to see, and it's demoralizing for the opponent.
I mean, and what we're seeing from Ernesto Rodriguez, just constant pressure, just constant. I mean, he is just dropping bombs right here, just on top, driving his head into the chin of Mendoza as well. I mean, this is just exactly how his team must have scripted this. And again, we see Mendoza buck out, but
ends up giving up his back instead. I mean, that's just unbelievable work.
I mean, just look at the wherewithal that we're seeing from Rodriguez in this fight. Just very smart, just taking place, knowing exactly where this fight's going to take place.
Mendoza did everything he could. I mean, that's twice in 2 rounds where he's worked so hard to create space, and it ends up backfiring on him.
It's got to be demoralizing when you put all of that effort in and then you just end up with this guy on top of you dropping bombs again. Somebody's got a little bit of blood. I think that might be from the nose of Rodriguez. I don't know where that came from, but I think it is the nose of Rodriguez is bleeding a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit trickling out there.
Probably a clash of the heads or something like that when he was grinded in there, but he is not deterred. Couple little breaths there from Ernesto Rodriguez as he takes the stool in between the second and third round. But man, what another dominant round.
Woo. Kid is absolutely relentless as we go and watch some of that action. I mean, you can see just overhand right into the takedown.
Seconds in.
Elevate, slam to the floor, and round's over at that point. I'm going to stay on top of you the whole time. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean, he's fighting a very dangerous fighter, Brandon Mendoza. Undefeated so far, traveling here from Idaho. A very, very highly touted prospect in the world of MMA. So Ernesto Rodriguez and handling him very well so far in those first 2 rounds. I don't know if you are Brandon Mendoza's corner. What do you tell him? I mean, because how do you stop that takedown?
Yeah, I mean, listen, you got to be thinking uppercut. You got to be thinking something in it. But I mean, you better be ready right away because Rodriguez has basically just punched his way right in. Just won't be denied. It's been impressive to watch.
Cage doors closed, third and final 2 minutes here in this third round.
You know it's coming, and you still can't stop it. That had to be frustrating because he didn't even really get a good shot off. I mean, he just came in and ended up falling backwards. So right now, you can imagine the frustration that's going through Mendoza's head right now.
I mean, this has been the story of the fight so far, just a dominant performance from Ernesto Rodriguez on top. I mean, just able to control Mendoza almost at will.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I don't know, we said this is a 165-pound fight. We like it. Unfortunately, at the highest level, there still is not the 165-pound division. I don't know if he can make it down to 155 because Rodriguez looks pretty.
Would you even want to make it down to 155 pounds?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think he, at 170 he could be effective.
Yeah,
well,
I don't see where another 10 pounds comes from.
I don't either. Especially I think as more fighters are realizing it's better to compete at their natural weight class. I think 170 probably is the right home for him. But man, if he can keep up this kind of pace and this kind of aggression, as he continues to go through, championship fights when he'll add another minute to it, and then go to the professional ranks at 5-minute rounds. I mean, I am so impressed by what I'm seeing from Ernesto Rodriguez.
Yeah, his gas tank doesn't look like it's in question at all, and you've seen him be active all through those first 2 rounds and into this 3rd round. 23 years old, a wrestling base like this, future is bright for this young man.
It really is, and it's because the wrestling is evident, but his aggression is there and his awareness. He's had Brandon Mendoza, create a couple scrambles at times, and he's reacted to them perfectly to get himself right back into the dominant spot.
I mean, he has just sapped the energy away from Mendoza. I mean, I don't even know, we haven't even been able to see Mendoza really put up a whole lot of an effort to try to get him off him in this round, and we've got 5 seconds left, and it looks like we're going to see Ernesto Rodriguez cruise to a 30-27 victory.
Yeah, we're going to see this kid in the pro ranks. Hopefully we get to see him a few more times here in the Tough Enough cage.
I mean, 3-0, looking real good, but we'll see what the future holds for Ernesto Rodriguez. Tough fight for Brandon Mendoza. Appreciate him traveling all the way from Idaho here to the bright lights of Las Vegas, the fight capital of the world. Let's look at that 3rd and final round. There you go. Story of the fight.
I mean, you know exactly what's coming, but you can't stop it. I mean, as he continues to develop, maybe, when knees to the head are legal, that's something he'll have to be aware of on those entries, is watching out for those knees. I mean, I think Masvidal Askren not that long ago. I mean, the knees can be a problem, but right now, man, I am impressed. This kid looks like the real deal to me.
Big smile on his face.
2 banners. I mean, come on.
I mean, yeah, I like it.
He's got the whole package.
A fun fight, an impressive fight, a bright future. Man, this is what Tough Enough's about, John. Had a backflip. Was that that was a standing backflip? Get out of here. Get out of here with that. Who has the energy after fighting 3 rounds to do a standing backflip when you're tall, too?
Starboy. Starboy does.
That's right.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, you can see his team back there, Ryan Couture. Very impressed with a teammate over there at Extreme Couture. Justin Bernard is in the cage, and let's get the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for your winner. By unanimous decision, Ernesto Starboy Rodriguez.
Undefeated. Remember that name, Ernesto Rodriguez. Barry Myers, world-famous future stars of MMA. This is Tough Enough. More fights coming your way. That's next.
A special thank you to all of our knockout tier sponsors. Citizens Choice